It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Harbour Brewing Company, and it's a can of their Big Wednesday IPA, coming in at 5.6% ABV in a 330 milliliter can. There's a look at the beer. Nice can wrap. This may be one of the new beers in Morrisons. I've certainly not seen it myself, and I'm a pretty kind of once a week, once a fortnight type Morrisons guy in terms of shopping. Do a lot of my shopping in Lidl, but I do use Morrisons a lot. And of course, it goes without saying, doesn't it? You'll have a little wander down the beer aisle, and I don't believe I've seen this. I think it's a new beer. So we'll treat it as a new beer, shall we? We'll treat it as a new beer. And we got a 3-finger white head, hazy, amberish coloured beer. Good levels of slow-moving carbonation. The carbonation is quite small. Looks really good. Looks really, really good. Have a look at that as I rock it back and forth. Lovely conditioning on it. Let's get the aroma. Cheers, everyone. That's interesting. Slightly earthy, slightly peppery and spicy and earthy to some extent. But then tropical at the same time. There's a bit of pineapple, there's a bit of grapefruit, a bit of tangerine, mango, passion fruit. It smells quite good. Without further ado, let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. It's rather different in the taste. Ooh, that really took me by surprise. I can't imagine what my face was looking like then when I had that first sip. It's got like got a big backbone of toffee malt, and I'm just getting the hang of it, just making sure it's not something else. The dreaded diacetyl. I'm just having a couple more tastes just to make sure. It's ever so slightly butterscotchy. Ever so slightly butterscotchy. Which suggests to me that maybe they were given a date to get these beers into Morrisons, and they just rushed it a little bit. What you do when you stop the fermentation, there's a chance that you're gonna get some diacetyl in the beer. It's an off flavour. It shouldn't be there. Some brewers in the UK, some really traditional brewers, I know of that. Well, I've heard stories. I don't know them, but I've heard stories that the regulars actually like the butterscotch taste, so they actually brew the beer with diacetyl in. But for me, it's a big... Normally you get it in the aroma though. Let's really wash it round. It's really tough because it's hoppy at the same time. Can't quite grasp whether it's toffee, which would be fine, come through in the malt, or just the smallest touch of diacetyl. And my nose is diacetyl sensitive, really diacetyl sensitive. I do not like it at all. I'm going to go benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to go benefit of the doubt and say it's more of a kind of a toffee stroke caramel flavour. But the point is that I'm picking up, and I've made a point about these caramel flavours and the toffee, and I'm actually kind of concentrating on that. It is hoppy, but it's not hoppy enough. A little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of orange peel, a little bit of passion fruit back on the back end. It's more like a strong bitter or something, because it's very malt driven, this beer. It's kind of balanced over here, sweet, bitter, and it really needs some more hops over here just to balance the playing field out a little bit, get a little bit more bitterness into the beer. A little bit more hop flavour rather than just toffee. It's quite a pleasant beer though. It's just, they've just called it, you know, Big Wednesday IPA, and they've got 5.6% ABV. It could have been so much better in terms of being an IPA. If this was labelled a premium bitter, then I'd be, yeah, this is okay, you know, this is fine, this is nice. But they haven't labelled it a premium bitter. They've labelled it an IPA, and I just think they just needed to hop it a little bit more. Right, and here's their description: ripe tropical fruit for the aroma. I get a little bit of that. The flavour is juicy mango and papaya. Juicy mango and papaya I should be getting. And you've just heard me talk about toffee for the last 5 minutes or so. So something's gone wrong here a little bit. Soft, full and velvety. Maybe it's brewed at a price. There is a little bit of juicy mango and papaya. Of course, it is in there, but it's not enough to battle past that malt in the beer. It's a shame, really. It's a shame. It's a real shame, because I really wanted to like the beer. But there we go. Part of the £4 for £6 range in Morrisons. 1, 2, 3. Where are we? I must have missed one. I must have another one somewhere. Yeah, and that's it. There's nothing else to say, really. There's no description other than the tasting notes. It's all in lots of different languages as well, so this beer is sent all over the place. Harbour Big Wednesday IPA. This batch, hopefully they can improve the next batch. If you're watching this in months to come, this was filmed in September 2020. So if you're watching this in December or January of 2021, then please try it. They might have improved the batch. They might have made it hoppier, adjusted it slightly, because that's what brewers do. They will improve it if they need to. And that's feedback from places like YouTube and Instagram and Untapped. The brewers actually look at these platforms and see how the beers are doing. Power to the people, I suppose, isn't it? Power to the people. Rating. For an IPA, it's a 5 out of 10. It's a 5 out of 10. It's not very good at all. 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.